Hello, hello, hello.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good after morning noon. 1 second. Oh boy. So we got so much news I got to talk to my in-laws today. My father-in-law got his very first tattoo, and it's huge. They got it while they were in Sri Lanka. I think that's fantastic. When are you going to get your first tattoo, Daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. When's that one coming? Anytime soon? Okay, just checking.
Oh my goodness.
So funny. Oh my! How are you? I haven't seen you yet. How are you?
I've been better.
Yeah, great.
But I'm here.
I've been better, but I'm here.
I'm
I
happy to
think
be
that
here.
sums up our family in a nutshell for the most part.
Well, but you know,
Yeah.
the impetus of doing this,
Oh, yeah, of course.
the
It
idea
makes
that it's time, it's Sunday. We do this every Sunday, 1:00 on Pacific time.
Yeah,
And it gives me something, it's like a goal
yeah,
to get ready
yeah.
and to boost my energy.
Yep.
And
See this guy's boosted. It's true.
I am
It's true.
so boosted.
You're so boosted.
Last night, we celebrated the 92nd birthday
Yep.
of our dear friend and an old friend, Miles Kruger,
Yeah.
the founder and chef,
Keeper.
cook, and, keeper and chef, cook, and bottle washer
Yeah.
of the Institute of the American Musical.
Yeah.
Miles is the world's living authority on the American musical theater and film. And he's a remarkable guy by any measure, a remarkable man.
Yeah.
And, but he finally has a website.
Oh, one of the guys probably set it up.
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Yeah.
One of his disciples set it up.
Yes.
And
Miles does have disciples. It is a remarkable thing.
it is an amazing place to visit because he finally has put on this site these incredible 16 millimeter home movies that were taken from the early 30s to the early 60s
Wow.
by a guy named Ray Knight. We used to go to Broadway shows every year. He lived in Florida, I think, and he came to New York once a year to attend all the Broadway musicals in particular with a 16 millimeter camera, silent, alas. But he would sit there and film musical numbers. Now, there's no other way to see, for instance, Mommy was very excited to see George M. Cohan.
Yeah.
And I'd Rather Be Right. We've all seen, well, if you're interested, you've all seen Jimmy Cagney imitating George M. Cohan in the great movie Yankee Doodle Dandy. But Alice and I had never seen the real thing. And there he is. It's just jaw-dropping. And you want to know what the sets looked like in Camelot?
Yeah.
With Julie Andrews and Richard Burton.
You all right?
It's there.
Yeah.
It's a remarkable collection.
Oh, just Mary Beth Hurt passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's sad. Long Alzheimer's battle. Well.
Anyway, Miles is sharp as a tack.
Of course he is.
At 92, his body is that of an older man.
Yeah.
But his mind is quick and he has
agile,
just extraordinary knowledge.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about Miles is when I went to musical theater school. I went to a musical theater conservatory called the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. I went here, and
otherwise known as AMDA.
And Miles, mind you, Miles had come to my shows growing up when I was in high school. You know, actually it was 6th grade for the boyfriend. He came to all that stuff. But I started to have these friends, these specifically musical theater nerd friends. And when they would come to our house for Thanksgiving, stuff like that, Miles would be there, and Miles would just hold court. And because he was also interested in what they had to say, it wasn't just someone preaching. He would sit there, and all of these kids from all over the United States who were here studying musical theater would just listen to him. And then he'd ask them what they liked. And it was so cool.
He's also so well-spoken.
He's a very passionate person.
Yes. But also a highly educated person.
That is, well.
He speaks very gracefully.
Yeah. Hi, Kevin says, greetings. Hello to you. Did we clean the counter behind us? No, what happens is Daisy will go to play with something and then it'll move. There's also, oddly, some organic Vermont maple syrup from Trader Joe's, because that should be there, and a coffee cup my husband inevitably left, which is proof that he does exist. Because that's always a joke. Is people say to me, "Are you sure you have a husband?" And I say, "I'm fairly certain." But he does. He is a silent partner in terms of the let's say technological world. He doesn't exist so much on the internet. And he's a bit shy, so it all works out. Hi, Myra. I hope you're feeling better. Daisy and Scott are in the pool right now. I was in the pool with them earlier and then went and was able to get out. Scott goes, I don't really feel like swimming. I said, well, I didn't really feel like swimming either, but here we are. So he is now in the pool.
Dan Wingate said hello last night. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
He's a guy who restores picture and sound for a lot of vintage TV shows and such. And he said, "Oh, I see you and your daughter on Sundays."
Isn't that funny?
So many people tell me that.
That's so funny.
Which is lovely to hear.
Yeah. And we love being with you. So that's where the giant ice cream cone went. Yeah, I would not. It's just over there slightly. It's there. It's just over slightly. Leonard should get a Thelma Todd tattoo. I completely agree with that. Yes, Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 2 just released on Blu-ray. We were watching it the other day with Daisy.
You mean this one?
That one. We were watching it the other day. What was really funny is at some point you went into your office to do something and Daisy followed you. And then it was just me and my mom watching them. We realized that the other two had left. It was just both of us watching and laughing.
And what's special about this, and this is the Volume 2, so obviously second group, there are so many Looney Tunes in the Warner Brothers vault that they still haven't gotten everything out on video, especially on Blu-ray.
It's a big vault. How thrilled was Leonard when one battle swept? I don't know that it swept, but it did really well. And he was happy because that's what he wanted to win. So that was exciting. Professor Joe says Count Basie in the background and now listening to sophisticated movie buffs. Don't know that I'd call us sophisticated, but I appreciate that about you.
Anyway, there's still more.
Yeah, there's more to come.
Still more to come.
As you're holding it over here. More to come.
They're beautifully restored. Not a speck on them. I mean, they look brand new.
They do. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't know. I mean, that's part of the thing about being introduced to a lot of this stuff is if you don't say anything, nobody would know. 1 second. Hi, Rob. Rob says, great to see you both. Thanks for doing this. Best from Ireland. Where in Ireland are you, Rob? Ireland is one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. Alan says, if you get a Betty Boop tattoo, he will too. I go with that. Leonard, forgive the obligatory, but what is your favorite film decade and your favorite screwball comedy?
1930s, followed by the 1970s.
Which is, I think most people know the 70s are considered like the decade.
It's a touchstone for so many contemporary filmmakers. Yeah. And for good reason. It was when Robert Altman, Francis Coppola, Michael Ritchie, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, Peter Bogdanovich, and so many other people. They flowered, they blossomed that decade. And it was a decade when, following the unexpected success of Easy Rider, Hollywood said, well, we better give these young punks a chance to show what they can do.
Yeah.
And the doors were opened to new ideas, new thinking, new storytelling. And the best and the brightest came along and showed us what they could do.
It's amazing.
And then in the 30s was a lousy decade to be alive.
Right.
The Great Depression was just, overpowering, but somehow Hollywood thrived.
Well,
artistically.
Art does something, and I think people were brought to it.
My favorite screwball comedy,
yes,
My Man Godfrey, 1936, Carol Lombard and William Powell.
Can't go wrong, right?
Nope.
Cannot go wrong. We were just on, Jonathan Frakes and Brent Spiner have a newer podcast that I guess is also streamed on Netflix, on YouTube. I don't understand. There's a bunch of things. It's called Dropping Names, and we were just on it. They haven't aired the episode yet. And they loved all of the classic film folks my dad was talking about. And we talked a bit about William Powell.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, do you know the main reason I know who that is?
No.
Think about it. Think about your bedroom for 25 years. The painting. The painting.
No, that's Dick Powell.
Is that not? Sorry, JK. Well, there you go. Just kidding.
Dick Powell and Marion Davies.
There you go.
Painting. Yeah.
That one, which I always thought was not a great
But you're
painting.
half right.
Thank you. I really thought, well, there you go. I've lied to myself for so many years. Second.
Oh, $1 Million Legs, 1932.
Yep.
I didn't know it was coming out on Blu-ray. I'm delighted to hear that. It's one of the great nonsense comedies of all time. And it features W.C. Fields. And it's not a vehicle for Fields. It's a really an ensemble piece. Jack Oakey, so many funny people. Andy Clyde, a lot of funny people in it. Really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a film called The Phantom President starring George M. Cohan. I saw it as a kid. It also featured Claudette Colbert and Jimmy Durante.
And it's not very good. It uses, Rodgers and Hart wrote the score, but they also wrote what they called rhyming dialogue.
Yeah.
It's an interesting experiment, but not a great film.
Nick is bringing up, Lord help us, they announced the Disney Legend award recipients. And do you know what? A couple of people have started a petition to get Jim Cummings. Because he, for political reasons, I guess, really doesn't have one. But that's insane. He's done more. Honestly, he may have done more voices than almost anybody.
That's true.
He may actually have done at this point more, and certainly for Disney, but just in general.
He inherited several voices.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, which was originally done by Sterling Holloway.
Yeah.
The late, great Sterling Holloway. Tigger, done by originally Paul Winchell, the ventriloquist, who also was a voice actor. Pete, once known as Peg Leg Pete.
Yeah. But also has just been in absolutely everything. Is incredibly talented and really should be a legend. He should have been a legend a long time ago. But they started a petition. God knows if that'll help. It obviously won't help for this year. But I mean, talk about deserving. So the recipients, I was looking at it the other day. It's Chris Berman, Jerry Bruckheimer, Susan Egan. Susan Egan, 100%. No question. Susan Egan. Belle on Broadway.
Right.
The voice of Meg in Hercules, an amazing woman, amazing performer.
A musical theater, Broadway.
Yeah, incredible. Eric Goldberg, totally.
Oh, Eric Goldberg.
Eric Goldberg, not a question.
Eric Goldberg, who I met when he came to my class at the New School so many years ago.
It's crazy. Alan Tudyk. Look, I don't know that Alan Tudyk's a Disney legend, but I love that man, so I don't care. I don't know that I'd call him a Disney legend. He's done a fair number of voices. I don't know that he's a Disney legend, but as I say,
he keeps the voice and spirit of Ed Wynn alive.
He really does. He really does.
Ed Wynn, as heard in Disney's Alice in Wonderland,
but he's also
the Mad Hatter.
He's also Hey Hey in Moana, and that's a chicken, by the way. And if you want to see something genuinely hysterically funny, we'll look up footage of Alan Tudyk recording as it is hysterical. So yeah, I don't know that he's a Disney legend, but he's there. The Jonas Brothers, I guess, because of the Disney Channel, I guess that fits for that. Again, you know what I believe a Disney legend is not necessarily what it is anymore. Anne Hathaway, don't get that at all. Bob Iger, sure. Kim Irvine, sure. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Initially, I was like, and then I realized, considering that he did the music for Moana and did the music for Encanto, for those two things alone, I understand. I mean, again, he's amazing.
And he's Bert in the new Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins Returns.
I think that and inevitably he'll write more music.
Yeah.
For all of that stuff. He's amazing. I don't mind. I don't know. The legitimates really are Eric Goldberg and Susan Egan in terms of what it's supposed to be.
Right. Well, when they started this process, or this tradition, it was when Disney was smaller. Disney Empire was smaller. Let's put it that way. And so it was easy to name like the Mouseketeers, or Disney's Nine Old Men. People like that, animators, voice artists for the classic Disney cinema, etc. but then Disney, of course, extended its reach.
Became ABC and
ESPN.
It's like, look, it's like when Oprah got it, and you go,
and the ABC television network.
That's why I said ABC,
right?
Because Oprah's Oprah. You can give her anything you want, but it's weird. So yeah, a lot of the people that have come in, it's like, it's not what it was. We all know who legends are supposed to be. As I say, Jim Cummings, that's a legend. That's not even a question. That's a legend.
Yeah.
Like that should not even be a conversation, because you have a handful of these people who've been a part of so much. And he also, the first time that we met him first time I got to meet him was at D23 years and years ago. And he knows that when he does different voices, he melts us. He knows that. And he started talking to me as Winnie the Pooh, and he did a couple of different voices. And I was a puddle. Because it's your childhood. It's these things that are so deeply connected to you.
What's the name
of the character? And he does it with joy.
What's the name of the character he does? The Creole character in Princess and the Frog.
Oh, he sings Ma Belle Evangeline, which I love very, very much. I've blanked on the name. Inevitably, you all will know it, and I can't remember. He's amazing in that. That's what I mean, though. He's incredible. He really is incredible. So he should, as I say, it shouldn't even be a conversation. He should be a legend. He is a legend. Rob is in Kildare. I've been there. It's amazing. I love Ireland so much. Leonard, I saw your essay in the Superman archives. I know you're a lifelong comic strip buff wanting to be a cartoonist, but what were the comic book titles and artists you were particularly fascinated with growing up?
Well, Superman and some of the Superman spin-offs.
Ray the Fly. There you go. Ray the Fly.
I love Superman because I also watched the George Reeves television show on a daily basis. And so Superman was a big thing in my life when I was young. And I read the funny comic books. I read Uncle Scrooge, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, Donald Duck, etc. I also read Woody Woodpecker comics, Bugs Bunny comics, all the funny ones, which were mostly Dell comics, and later Gold Key.
Yeah.
And Superman. And of course, I didn't know the artists. I didn't know the names of the artists then, or the writers of those comics.
Is that the end?
Edwin, yeah. Edwin is a Disney legend. Yes.
Yeah. As I say, there are people that should just absolutely be Disney legends because they already are Disney legends. It's, to me, the list that makes sense is the list of people where you'd go, well, they are, like, forget that it's an award. You would just call them a Disney legend.
Right.
That is what they are. You are a legendary person in the Disney world.
Like our friend Floyd.
Oh, God, yeah.
Floyd Norman.
Yeah. Floyd, not a question, right? No, there's an Andreas and right. Obviously Richard Sherman and people like this. To me, it's the people that shaped Disney. Now, as I say, look, with the Jonas Brothers, I get that because for the Disney Channel, they were huge.
Yes.
They were huge. So even though they don't have meaning for me, they do for a generation of Disney fans.
Sure.
So at least, again, with that, you can go, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Dave. What happened to what? What? Oh, honey, because I had to take the table back. Daisy uses the table that we have where we do this to make a pillow fort with her dad, and I had to take the table away, thusly breaking down the fort. Though, if I may say, it looks pretty cool like that, I think.
I don't.
You don't like it? Okay, I'm sorry. We'll put the table back when we're done, okay? Daddy will fix it for you. Okay? Can you go shower? But we're going to go play with our friends in just a little bit. As soon as we're done with this, we have to go play. You don't want to go shower? You have to. You got to go see your friends. Oh, monkey. I love you. You're fine. I love you. You're fine. Go have a shower.
Yeah.
It's a hard life, guys. It's a hard life. Baby. It's okay. Do you want to give me a cuddle? Hey, do you want to give me a cuddle real quick? Come here. Give me a cuddle. I know, but baby, we're doing this. Babe, do you want to say hi? No?
It's tough being 4 years old, folks.
Come here.
It's not easy being 4.
Come here. You're fine. Daddy, you just need to have a shower. That's all because you were swimming. Here, come here. Come here. Okay, come here. You're fine. You're fine. Come here. Hi. You're okay.
You don't want to make
You're
all these
okay.
all these nice people are going to be sad
Yeah,
now, honey. You don't want to
okay.
make them sad.
You're okay.
Let's go.
Hi. We're okay. All right. Oh, Bubba, you're okay. You're okay.
It's tough.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. I love all monkey. I love you. I'll see you when I'm done. Okay. Oh, Bubba. Being 4 is really, really hard.
Ouch.
Oh, Bubba. Poor Days.
She's just been swimming with her dad
Yeah.
in the pool.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have a nice pool in the backyard.
And it's been so damn hot. We turned on the heat.
Oh, she's still going.
She's going to be upset for a minute there. 1 second. I'm a big fan of Bruce Timm and Paul. I don't want to say it wrong. Dini's Superman and DC animation. 1 second. Go away. Oh, Daisy. My poor Daisy.
It was Paul Dini who gave me my golden opportunity to be on Freakazoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Hang on. There we go. That's fun. That disappeared. The chat. Oh, it's always something, right? With technology. It's been a day.
Technology.
I have now had yet another situation where I watched a show that I was really into initially, and then it just went kabloom. Remember I was telling you about the Patrick Dempsey one?
Yeah.
That's Disney Plus. It's on Fox as well because they're all the same thing. As is, he's a weird choice for this character because you don't believe that man is an Italian hitman, which is what he plays. But also, it's just a strange, like, it was good at first and then it becomes not very good. And so you're sort of like, but it's like yet another one where I watched and I went, well, I thought it was good for a bit. I really want to watch something that's good all the way through. That's my dream, is a show that's good all the way through, you know? Disney pre-1979 does the same thing to me, and I'm not 4. I get it, right? It is so funny because you say 3-nager. Well, now she's like a 4-nager, and I swear it is wild to see just the number of emotions that can be had over the course of a minute.
Craig, who is clearly a Laurel and Hardy fan, said he's sad now. He's positively housebroken.
Craig makes the jokes that you like.
Yeah.
He makes the jokes we like. Have you watched any cartoons with Gumby and Pokey? We love Gumby and Pokey.
I grew up with them.
Yeah. What's not to like? They're another one where they sort of don't age because there's nothing specific in it.
Yeah.
There's nothing,
no topical jokes.
Yeah. So it just stays funny. And I always think that's kind of amazing how certain things, again, if you just sort of don't ever bring in the world, you don't think about it. Leonard, what's your favorite movie item in your collection? Oh, man.
Ooh. Boy, that's really tough. Tough to pin it down to one.
I don't know.
I'm very lucky. I have a lot of stuff.
Looking. Okay, if I was going to guess, we're going to go sentimental.
Okay.
I would say probably Barrymore upstairs. The one that was in the...
oh, yes. Yeah. Well, that's... Yeah.
I would say that's probably up there because of its sentimental value. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your favorite is. That's a really interesting... I'm now thinking about it. No, the thing that I always say to my parents is what I love about their stuff is that, first of all, much of it comes with stories.
Almost everything comes with
most of it comes with stories. Even if you get it on eBay, you'll still say, oh, I've been looking at this artist for X number of years and I love blah, blah, blah. So it's the kind of thing where it makes sense, that say everything, there's a reason and a purpose. But then there's also just, we laugh. I got myself this little Bluey figurine. I love Muffin. I've said this before, but the TV show Bluey, which is a kid's show theoretically, but also for everyone. There's a character named Muffin on it. I love Muffin. I love Muffin so much. And they just came out. We saw them at Comic-Con last year, but they have these little like vinyl figures that are not meant to be played with. Good luck me on that one. Daisy's already like, I love it so much. I'm like, it's mine. But she's just a great character and a great looking character.
Mm-hmm.
And her expressions are very funny. And so I got that for myself. And it's like, it just makes me laugh when I look at it. And when I showed it to my mom, she had the same response. It just made her laugh. So there's also a lot of things in the house that have that reaction. You know,
and some things that I love are not necessarily old or ancient.
No.
There's new figurines, new PVC figures.
Yeah.
There's a PVC figure of Mickey as the band leader in the band concert.
Yeah.
I think it's just great.
It is great. I mean, again, it's just what makes you happy. I think that's really it at the end of the day. It's just what makes you happy. Jenny says, do you mean the giant Barrymore painting? No, not talking about the big old painting.
That's great too.
I love that.
But I have an original charcoal sketch of John Barrymore by his friend, James Montgomery Flagg.
Oh, that guy.
And if you don't know who that is, he was one of the great illustrators of the 20th century. And maybe the dean of illustrators, arguably, although Wyeth and there are a lot of other great illustrators then. He created Uncle Sam, the look of I want you, Uncle Sam wants you for the United States Army.
Yeah.
That was Flagg.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there was one that just
it was in the Lions Club. Lambs Club.
It was at the end of the bar in the Lambs Club,
the
Actors
Lambs
Organization Club in New York City.
And he saw it as a kid and has loved it. And then it went up for sale.
Yep.
And even that was a whole story of how we got it, but it happened. What have you been showing in class lately? Well,
this past Thursday, my guest was Yorma
Taccone.
Yep.
Yep. As I say, Frank, the ice cream is just slightly over that way. It's still here. So my dad is not familiar. He knows who the Lonely Island are in a general sense, but has never listened to their music or anything like that. If you don't know who the Lonely Island are, it's Andy Samberg and two of his friends, and it's just comedy music, but also really entertaining music itself. I love them. They make me laugh. And Yorma has a new film that he made that I believe was at South by as well.
I think so.
And he's been all over the place with it. And he came down to class to show it and talk to the students.
And it was a great guest.
Yeah.
Although he got lost on the campus getting to.
Which is not hard to do.
Yeah. And he was very interesting. And he kept saying, as my students would ask him questions, did I answer your question? Because he did wander a bit.
Yeah.
But his wanderings were interesting.
Yeah. He's an interesting guy. Would you say he worked for SNL for 20 years, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Interesting
fellow.
How
did he get anything on the air? You read about the writer's room and how they have to fight all week long to get their skit sanctioned
to make it
or blessed by Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
By the way, there's an April 7th, I believe, Morgan Neville's new documentary, Lorne.
Right. Yeah, that's exciting. You just reminded me, where did I put the book? Did I put the book in the kitchen? I think I put the book in the kitchen. Did I?
I think you did.
I grabbed our book. Okay. Because you said April 7th is why
which is our publication
April 7th is the day
our
our book comes out. So you just said that. And I went, I brought it. But
you mean Family Movie Night Menus? That book?
That's the one. I'll grab it and we'll do a whole thing. But yeah, he was a great guest, and that's what you showed, and it went really well. So
no, Al Hirschfeld never drew me, alas.
No,
he drew our friend Miles Kruger.
It was $20,000. You remember that?
Yep.
It was $20,000 if you wanted Al Hirschfeld to draw you, and if I may say, pay it.
Or if you got cast in a Broadway show.
Well, no. Again, there were chances he would draw you because of who you were. Seeing those originals at Norman Lloyd's house. Mm-hmm. Insane. So this is interesting to me. I find BuzzFeed to be mightily entertaining. And part of why is I love their quizzes because they are quizzes that mean absolutely nothing. But it's like, tell us what colors you like and we'll tell you where you're supposed to travel. And it's like, you know what? Yeah. But every now and then they do movie stuff. And I'm always interested in that because I like to see what the reactions are. So the post is these 17 popular movies are famously hated and these 19 bad movies are secretly loved, but I want to know your thoughts. And so the idea is Each one talks about a movie. So The Notebook. And then it says, what do you think? And it gives you 4 options. You can say, I agree it's not that great. I disagree. I love that movie. I'm indifferent. I haven't seen it. This was fascinating. And I saved it because it was fascinating. So The Notebook got 25% pretty much across the board, all 4. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people don't care. And some people haven't seen it. But where it got interesting was into the movies people hadn't seen at all. So Bride Wars was in there. I think that's a terrible movie. 45% of people hadn't even seen it. And you can see from the votes, it's thousands of people. Like thousands of people are voting. Moulin Rouge, 39% have not even seen it. The villain, who gives them that one?
You're not missing much.
Forrest Gump, interestingly enough, 59% love it, 18% indifferent, 6% haven't seen it, 17% think it's not that great. But as I say, Mean Girls, again, mostly loved. But what got me was the movies that they have not seen. So Breakfast at Tiffany's, for example, 50% of the people voting have never seen it. Bewitched, which we all know is terrible. Everybody hated it or hasn't seen it. I go with that. Second. Elf, they've all seen. Death to Smoochie, which doesn't surprise me. 84% of people haven't seen it. Makes sense. Avatar, 22% of people haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters, the female, all female Ghostbusters had 43% people have never seen it before. Citizen Kane, 69% of people have never seen it.
Well, you're going to have an opportunity to see it on a big screen in a movie theater near you.
Yeah. Fathom Events.
Fathom Entertainment.
Fathom Entertainment now.
Is going to bring it back, and I'm introducing it later this year.
Very exciting.
Same with It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. Again, 36% haven't seen it. Xanadu, not a surprise. A lot of people haven't seen it. Anyway, it just fascinated me going through this list and seeing the movies that people have and in turn have not seen. I'm not surprised that a lot of people haven't seen older films. But it was just interesting to see what they thought, as in like the BuzzFeed editors, what they thought were the movies that people would have some response to, and how about half the ones they listed, they don't even know what they are. And this is, this is what comes in, is you just wonder, how do we know? How do you even guess what people are watching at this point? Hi, Andy. How do we know what people are watching at this point? How do we know what movies people consider classics? What year do you consider a classic?
At one time, I could assume the students in my class, numbering approximately 300, varies from 200 to 300 from semester to semester, everybody would have seen The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
An assumption that...
easy.
No longer.
No. And to say that this is what fascinates us. So again, looking at these different BuzzFeed articles that'll be about movies, and you got to guess the BuzzFeed audience, 40 and below, right? Somewhere in there. To see them sort of going, okay, I know this crowd, and here's what I think they're going to pay attention to. Mixed in with, I thought I knew this crowd, but I guess it's changing again. Good afternoon, Albert. Nick says, I still haven't seen Clueless. I will tell you, Clueless is not going to be for everybody, right? But
it holds up well.
It's such a good movie.
It holds up really well.
It's so well done and thought through. And there's so many jokes in it that you don't get until you're older.
It's
stuff
clever
like that.
And it's endearing.
Yeah. Craig says Project Hail Mary is a huge crowd-pleasing hit. He showed that at class. And the kids in general liked it. What were the hymns?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, they liked it.
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah. Say, you just don't know. Say, when my dad told me that Yorma Taccone was going to be at his class, initially I went, oh my God, the kids are going to go nuts. And then I thought again and I went, do you know what? I don't know the last time the Lonely Island were a thing to young people.
Very few.
And that's what you said. Yeah. A lot of them had no idea what that was. And again, it's just fascinating. When we spoke to Brent Spiner and Jonathan Frakes the other day, that's one of the things I said to them is it's just so strange that the way things work, and now more than ever, things move so fast. They move so fast. And the way that, you'll be bombarded for a little bit with press. So let's say something like Bridgerton, a new season of Bridgerton comes out. They're everywhere, right? Every magazine cover, every site you can imagine, they're being interviewed, videos, things are going viral. They'll do something and it goes viral, whatever. And then it airs and then it's gone. And it's like, it's gone. What's up, bub? Doe. Are you clean?
I told you she could say hello, then we have to go back there.
Okay. Hi. Hi. You smell so clean.
I don't want to go back downstairs.
You have to.
Do you wanna bring Show and headphones up here and sit in your fort? No.
Sit down.
That's what I'm saying. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do that.
Yeah.
No, you can get it.
Go in, Daddy.
You go ahead.
Sorry.
4 years old.
4 years old. Yes, Sporadicus. Mike's saying Sporadicus. Sporadicus is, there's my two favorite lines. They're my two favorite lines in Clueless. The first is he showed me Sporadicus or something hysterical. The other one is the guy says to her, "Do you like Billie Holiday?" And she goes, "I love him." Two of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Anyway, I was speaking to those two guys because they've been through it, right? Of, when Star Trek is the most popular thing in the world, which it was.
Yeah.
There's a time when it's like every single person knows you, right? Everybody knows you. And your name, and you're on the cover of magazines, you're everywhere. And then you're not. Now, both of those guys, they work, and they work thankfully pretty steadily. They still do a lot. And, and Brent, because he sings as well, he performs, does this, that, the other. There's different areas he can be involved in.
Brent's offspring was in my class.
No. Jackson wasn't in your class. He came to one of your classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jackson came to one of your classes.
Yes, honey. I see you.
I see you, you silly goose. I had to take the table from the pillow fort so that I could do this. But as soon as this is done, you can have the table back for the pillow fort. Okay. Yeah, no. Brent's, he's an Independence Day. Say Brent has done a lot, and so has Jonathan. Jonathan directs a lot. Jonathan Frakes directs a lot now, which I think is great. But anyways, I say it's just the idea that things move so fast now. So you'll have whatever the hit movie is, whatever. Again, like we keep talking about Heated Rivalry, because right now those guys from Heated Rivalry can do anything. Mm-hmm. They could go to any party, go to any event, go to any festival, and they will be accepted because that show is so hot. But it will pass. Now there is supposed to be a season 2. So if and when that does happen, it'll come back around. But how long do they have? Now, both the two lead actors in particular from that show are really good. They're like really good. I say that as in my Valley Girlist voice. They're like really good, but they're fantastic. And they both deserve to be working. And they are. They've been cast in a bunch of stuff. But as I say, it's just the idea that right now they're a thing. And in a few weeks, months, whatever, they won't be. How strange.
Yeah.
Arthur,
I hate to have to correct you. I'll do this gently because we all make mistakes. We're only human. It's not Nancy and Sluggo. That's Little Lulu and Tubby. But
yes.
It's easy to make that mind slip.
That is I get that.
Yeah.
I very much get that. Did you show her Totoro or Ponyo yet?
No.
We've watched little bits of stuff, but that's not really.
Her attention span is not large.
Yeah, but she mostly likes. The stuff that she likes. Right, she loves musicals. So we watch. Our favorite thing to watch together is we watch all the musical numbers from Sound of Music. She loves those, and we watch those. We watch a lot of sort of like clips. Movie wise, she has seen all of Cinderella, and that's the only movie she's really seen. We've seen a lot of Little Mermaid, a lot of Moana. But yeah, you sort of just gently ease them in to what they like. Some of her friends will go to a movie theater and sit through a movie. Like they'll sit all the way through. That's not my child. She will not do that. But she likes little, like she likes bits of things, and she'll be interested in something for a bit and then wants to do something else.
One of my goals is introducing her to Charlie Chaplin.
She can identify him now, though. That was really exciting.
Yeah.
he was wearing a Groucho shirt, and she asked if that was Charlie Chaplin. And it was the first time I'd ever heard her say the name Charlie Chaplin. And we said, you know what? I get where you see that similarity. You know, I see the similarity of them as well. But yes, all the Charlie
Brand
Chaplin.
new from Flicker Alley on Blu-ray. The beautifully restored, lovingly restored Mutual comedies, 12 two-reel comedies that he made in 1916 and 17. And in many ways, it's the peak of his career.
Yeah.
And they've been...
Did Serge reply?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he was thrilled.
He was very, very pleased.
I'm sure he was thrilled.
Serge
Bromberg
and his partner, Eric Lange, made a documentary called The Birth of the Tramp. And it's really, really good. And one of the reasons it's really, really good is they put everything in context visually. When they're talking about Chaplin starting out in the music halls of England, they found clips of music hall acts.
Okay.
So you see what kind of acts appeared in the music halls. When they talk about Charlie having imitators, when Little Tramp became world famous, you see some of the imitators, including a female imitator, where I'd never seen before. When they talk about how he inspired songs, you hear, I've seen the sheet music, but I've never heard a performance of those Charlie Chaplin feet.
How funny.
They did a really good job.
Yeah.
And it's a really good documentary that's on this disc set.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned yes, we watch a lot of Mary Poppins together. She loves that. Our song every night that we sing together is Stay Awake. So she knows a lot of the Mary Poppins. She loves to sing Let's Go Fly a Kite, which brings me so much joy. You know, it really is, again, obviously we're a close family, and my parents have always talked about, you know, what they introduced me to and how they introduced me to it and how much fun it was. And now I'm getting to do that. And I mean, sitting with her and singing those songs, especially something like Sound of Music, because I love, you know, Richard Sherman was so important to me and I loved him so much. And I still can't really believe he's gone. I kind of just refuse to let that be true.
He's here.
Yeah, he's so important. I've shown her all the numbers. I Love to Laugh, Feed the Birds. She's seen all of it. You know, it's extra emotional singing those songs with her and thinking about Richard. Eric is saying Chaplin seems like the ideal introduction to cinema for a child with budding sensibilities, for sure. I think Buster's a little harder because he doesn't smile.
Charlie is the foundation.
Yeah.
Charlie is the foundation from which everything else springs.
Yeah. So he's not difficult for a kid to like. He's very cute, you know, and that makes it even more palatable. Again, it's funny to watch stuff through their eyes and see what's interesting to them, and in turn, what is not. Some stuff that I really think she'll like, she just has no reaction to. Yes. Well, yeah, I always like to dance along with Dick Van Dyke on the Rooftops of London. She loves Step in Time. That's one of our favorites. And she tries to do the whole dance. That's a really popular one. But then, yeah, she's now learned she loves So Long Farewell from Sound of Music, and she'll try to do the whole dance. It's very funny. Again, it's amazing, just amazing what kids respond to and what works for them. And every kid is different. You know, every kid is different. Yes, Mike, it's a story that they talk about often. The Sherman brothers would come in on Fridays and he would play Feed the Birds for Walt in his office. Yeah. And we were very lucky because we got to, I mean, Richard performed that in our living room at the old house and our living room at this house.
Yep.
He was magical. I told you I messaged. We're friends with Karen Dotrice, who's the little girl in Mary Poppins. She married one of my dad's oldest friends. And I texted her the other night because I said, I have to tell you, sitting here watching this with Daisy, and Daisy's met Karen, but you know, again, kids have short-term memory there as well. And she doesn't remember it right now. And I just said, Karen, I can't believe I'm getting to show my daughter you. You know, I can't believe I'm watching you with her. How is that possible?
Because it's hard. That's very hard for a young child to reconcile.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't have you meet Spanky McFarlane when you were 5 years old and he was visiting here in LA. and I saw him and had a nice get together with him. But I thought it would be too confusing.
Daniel Radcliffe just said this in an interview. He was on with Seth what's his name? Seth Meyers, or one of those people, and he said sometimes
one of those people.
But one of the nighttime guys. And he said, sometimes parents come up and they go, "This is Harry Potter," and he said the kids are so confused because they're saying, "Who's this old guy?" And obviously he's not old, he's in his 30s, but it's just the idea that if you see a kid, if you grow up with him or you're a little kid and you watch Harry Potter and then there's an adult standing in front of you, you go, "What do you mean?" And say Daisy I've said it to her, but Daisy does not understand that the lady playing Mary Poppins is also the lady playing Maria. That's just not there yet. One day, but again, I ask, what do you think of your friend's side project of restoring kinescope film prints of Bob Clampett's Time for Beanie TV show?
I'm thrilled that it's happening because that show, which was so influential in its time and so popular, ought to be on the radar. And it should be saved, should be seen. Stan Freberg and Dawes Butler not only did the voices, but did the puppetry, and under Bob Clampett's direction. And that's not to be sneezed at.
I love it. Hi, CJ. Is that one of Mauricio's?
No, I don't know who's doing it.
You don't know who's doing it.
I knew it, but I forgot.
Yeah, so much. Also, let's just say God bless Leslie Iwerks, who is going nonstop as another project coming up. It's amazing the people that are really working so hard to keep things alive, to show you the behind the scenes. And obviously part of why Leslie is so good at what she does is because she grew up with her father being her father, her grandfather being her grandfather. She has an intimate knowledge that a lot of people wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But she also has the trust. The Imagineers opening up to her, people opening up to her, they trust her, they have faith in her, and they know what her intentions are. And that makes a huge difference, I think,
Sure. How could it not?
They feel safe and they know that she's there not to try to dig up any dirt. It is just to appreciate and celebrate, everything that's happened. And I love that. Jonathan's asking, what did you think of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban? My bet would be you don't remember which one's which.
You would bet correctly.
Yeah. I don't know the last time you have seen them.
I watched each of them when they were new.
Yeah, I think that's probably the last time.
Really revisited. I revisited the one that we
included
in our book.
Yeah. The Sorcerers, the Alchemist. Yeah. Again, my parents do not. My dad especially does not often get to watch things more than once.
Unless there's an assignment.
Unless there's a reason. Or it's on TCM.
Yeah.
And Harry Potter's not yet on TCM, so I think that's why.
Right.
And
that's the great benefit of doing the Aussie podcast.
Yes, you've been rewatching stuff, yeah.
So I've been revisiting movies for that
great.
podcast.
Scott,
and it's been really interesting.
Would you bring me? I have a copy of the Family Films book on the kitchen table. Would you bring that?
The menu thing?
Yeah, the menu thing. Yes, that.
Maybe not menus.
Yes, the book thing. Thank you, honey.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. Someone's asking why they don't sell more pizza at Disneyland. Yeah, I mean, it's there. You can get it. When we were there in February, that's what we had. And they want to know what your favorite pizza topping is. The answer is sausage. He likes sausage pizza. There's also the TV Rogers and Hammerstein version of Cinderella. There is no quality resolution version, Lost to Time, but there's great quality soundtrack with lovely Julie Andrews' performance. Yeah. Again, somebody has to spend the time to fix things, right?
Yeah.
Somebody has to do it. And we're very lucky because a lot of people around us do that.
There were several last night.
I'm sure.
Les Perkins was there last night. He gave me some of his new restorations, including the television version of the musical Peter Pan with Mary Martin.
Oh, wow.
Which was a big touchstone of my youth.
Yeah.
and which I got to show to you.
Oh yeah, we watched it over and over
when
again.
you were 6 or 7 years old, and
we have it on. We had a VHS.
Yeah,
yeah.
The scene where Wendy, Michael, and John first think of lovely things, and then fly. The look on your face. I wish I had a camera.
I will say, even then, was confused as to why it was a lady playing Peter Pan. Even as a kid, little bit confused as to why that was happening. And as I got older, more confused as to why that was happening.
Why is the mom in Hairspray?
See, that never bothered me. Because it's John Waters. And I don't think anybody watches John Waters too young. But maybe now. But no, I never questioned why she's that. Nah. No, it's different. You also didn't show that to me at 7 years old.
That's true.
That's
true. That
was less of a. I don't imagine you went. You see Jesse. They're in drag. That didn't come up until later in my life. But yeah, I still find that a bit odd. I get it. Still a bit odd.
A theatrical tradition.
I get it.
Laura Taylor.
I get it, and that's great. But why is Peter Pan a lady? Especially again, because it was an older lady. That was the other bit that got me, is it wasn't like it was a kid. It was an adult. And that was also very confusing. Anyway.
I always remember Flying by Foy. That was the guy or perhaps family of people who devised the means by which on the stage Mary Martin could.
You could attach.
Yeah.
Yep. Crybaby might be the most kid-friendly movie on his resume. I do love Crybaby. There is a movie that I love called Pecker that not a lot of people know of his. And it's so good. And it's quite gentle in comparison.
It's a Baltimore movie.
It is very much they all are. They must be. But I think it's one that I don't think gets any attention, and I wish it would, because I really love that one. Weird as hell, like all the rest of his films, because that's what it is. Chuck says, love seeing you too. Thank you, Chuck. Time to watch 10 Commandments again. So let it be written, so let it be done. I don't even know the last time I watched that movie.
Well, it's always on ABC Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
That's next week.
It is next week, huh? Holy moly. That means it's Veronica's birthday. Scott just got in the fort and Daisy just went, what are you doing in here? Yes, Craig, full of grace, Josh says, my dad fell in love with Leslie Ann Warren growing up. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Very much get that. Yes, forgive me for saying this, but I sure do love Waters as Pecker. Yes, I just love that movie. I love that movie. I think as I say, Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong. It's another one. I say it's a weird one, but I just love it. I think it's great. So yes, my husband brought this over. I can't believe it, but in a week it's going to exist
officially
in real life. April 7th is the official publishing date, and we're doing a whole bunch of stuff for it. I'm very excited and slightly nervous, but very excited. Book signings. When you grow up with an author for a father or a father for an author, you learn very quickly that book signings are kind of frightening things because there's a solid chance nobody will be there. And that's not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of anything.
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. And so I'm very much prepared for that.
Book signings are great if you're Stephen King.
Yeah, right.
Or James Patterson or
Snooki, apparently. God help us all.
Or some other, Travis Kelce did a book signing.
Yeah, right. God.
People
look at you. So hip, knowing what the kids like. Yeah, it's so for me, I just kind of go, but we're going to do it. We have one in Pasadena at Vroman's. We have one is it Westwood? Is Westwood
Brentwood?
Brentwood?
Actually, officially it's Santa Monica.
It's
right next to the Brentwood
They're
Country
all the
Mart.
same. They're all the same.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Sal said a father. He is my father. You are correct. That's a very, very good one.
That's
very good one.
I like that.
But yeah, we're doing it. So Vroman's and then Diesel Books. And then of course at TCM, we're doing a signing. But yeah, so say it's a bit daunting, but it is exciting, and I'm happy for people to be able to see it. And we're going to be at the LA Times Festival of Books, doing
Demonstrating.
doing a food demo. I'm going to be making for you guys the Star Wars skewers, and I'm excited about that. They're very easy.
A recipe of your own devising.
Mm-hmm. It's a skewer. I didn't invent the skewer, but I did this. What it is I don't know if you've seen them, but they make these little lightsaber chopsticks. And so what I thought to do is I took those lightsaber chopsticks, and they light up and everything, and I stuck food on them. And hang on, I'll find the picture for you. Hold, please.
What's my favorite song in Easter Parade? Well, I like Easter Parade, which was originally written by Irving Berlin many years earlier as Smile and Show Your Dimple. Smile and show your dimple. You'll find it's very simple.
I did not know that.
Etc. Yes.
I did not know that.
It only happens when I dance with you. That's a good one too.
So these are lightsaber skewers that I made and photographed, which took some effort because I had to learn how to do that. Photographing food is hard, which is why there are professional people that do that.
Yeah.
And instead it was me. And that was really hard.
Show my favorite part of the book. What is our favorite part of the book?
The spine?
The spine.
Thank you. It says Maltin and Maltin. And it's the first time we've gotten to do that, which is pretty damn cool and very exciting. And it's dedicated to my mom and my husband and Daisy. So, you're welcome, sir. No, it's what I keep saying to everybody. It's so important to have movie nights with your friends and family. It doesn't have to be your family. It's the idea of just sitting down. Movie time. The idea of sitting down with your friends, your family, whoever the hell makes you happy, and making something, whether you want to try one of the stews that are a little tougher or just do something basic and decorate cupcakes. It's just the idea of sitting and being together and watching a movie and enjoying it. And the essays that are in here will give you a sense sort of the behind the scenes and, different things about the films, but also our experience with them and why they're in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real range. As I say, there's some, there's stuff that's easy, like Bride of Frankenstein. You can't, that's a classic, right? You have to. Singing in the Rain, one of the best movies ever made. Star Wars. People apparently really like Star Wars. Who knew? Princess Bride. I will love that movie till I die. I love Princess Bride. Addams Family, because again, one of the greatest movies ever made. Enchanted, a movie I absolutely love.
A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Sounder.
Arthur says, you both make a great comedy team. Thank you for that. I know Alan says we didn't dedicate it to Logan and Mabel. Well, I'll be honest, they're terrible to watch movies with. If there is let me tell you, trying to watch Sounder with our dogs are the kind of dogs that bark at any animal on the TV. They can be animated. They can be stick figures. They don't care. They lose their damn minds. So no, I do not dedicate this book to them because they make watching movies hard. But I love them anyway. But yeah, as I say, it's just the idea of just sitting down and having a good time and watching a movie and you learn a bit and you can have conversations about it. I always joke that was one of the funniest things about my husband coming into our crazy film nerd world is if you asked him what he thought of a movie, he would say what most people do, which is good or bad. Did you like it? Yeah. In the circle I've grown up in, that's not an acceptable answer. There has to be much, much more to it. And now he's very good at, he likes to sit with it for a minute, but then he can tell you all of his feelings. But that was very funny watching him with my dad and my godfather. And I forget what it was you'd all seen. And he's kind of like, yeah, it was good. And you and Pete just going, surely there must be more.
Scroll back a little bit.
Scroll back a little bit.
Somebody.
Montreal. I had the privilege of meeting you many years ago when you came to Montreal for a Disney evening, a special Disney evening during a film festival. Your enthusiasm has always been inspiring.
Thank you for that.
We were there with the Shermans. It was amazing.
Diane Disney Miller.
And the wonderful Diane Disney Miller.
And perhaps Joanna was there too, I think.
Maybe.
And Peter Ellenshaw.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was an incredible adventure. It really was. I don't know how old I was.
Go back again.
9, 10, somewhere in there.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. Here, Clifton Webb introduced Easter Parade, the song, in As Thousands Cheer. There's worthwhile trivia. Worthwhile trivia.
There you go. Do you watch DVDs with the cell phone? As in, do we watch stuff on our phones?
I try not to.
I try not to. Every now and then, though, I'll tell you, the problem is sometimes the way these screeners come in, they make them so difficult to watch that the only way I can watch them is on my phone, which is not how I want to watch anything. But sometimes it's like you have to log in and you have to use a special app to be able to have access to the screener, and it won't go to your TV. You can't stream it to your television. And so, yeah, I've had to watch stuff on my phone and I hate it. That's not where it's meant to live.
Do I have a favorite Pete Smith comedy short? Yes, Movie Pests. Written by Joe Anson, whose son I'm friendly with, David Anson, longtime film critic.
Yeah.
And Park Your Carcass. Park Your Carcass
one of the
was
greatest
a comedian,
names ever.
Real name, Harry Einstein, father of Albert Brooks and Bob Einstein, Super Dave.
You got all of these.
There,
Well, he said,
so there.
Yeah. I mean, if you leave chips around, she's going to eat them.
I don't know what I gave her.
Huh?
Oh, after that.
You had them here. And then she took them and said, I'm eating chippies now. And then she did. If you leave chips around a child, they'll eat all of them. Anyway, yeah, that's a solid name for a short.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
The original Hairspray is getting a Criterion Blu-ray 4K release soon.
Good.
Great. Though I don't know that you really want that movie to be pristine. I think that it adds to it that it's not perfect. Just my feeling, sort of how I look at it. I'm trying to think what else you have coming up. There's to say it's a bit chaotic because again we have the book coming out and then my mom has to have surgery in 2.5 weeks. So it's going to be an interesting time here in the Maltin house.
Yes, it will.
We are all going to do our very, very best to not fall over and die.
I'm grateful to the folks at Running Press.
They've been amazing.
Our publisher.
Yeah.
We publish all the TCM tie-in books.
Yeah.
Because they've really given us a pretty busy agenda.
Yeah.
Of radio and Zoom interviews for TV and
in person.
Yeah,
it's very exciting. I will say it's very strange for me because I have never been. You realize that I've never been. I'd never do this.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done this ever. I am not a person who's usually on TV. I am not a person who usually does interviews. I'm usually the interviewer. It's my first time being the person they're asking questions of. That's good English. I'm used to getting him ready for things. And now I also have to get ready, as in I make sure he looks good. I pick his outfit. Well, now I also have to do it for me. Much harder to do it for me. So yeah, strange experience, but very, very grateful. What can I say? With that,
at least you don't have to get on a plane to do it.
Yeah. Well, yes. Back in the day,
I did book tours as an author for years and years and years.
You did, yeah.
And as many as 10 cities.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always flying at dinner hour.
Mm-hmm.
So you get cheated out of a dinner. And you're getting to, my publisher would put me up at really nice hotels.
That you were in for 7 minutes.
Exactly. That I was barely in because I had to get up for an early morning radio show the next morning. But I met interesting people, had interesting experiences.
Yep. And you weren't ever gone long, thankfully.
Well, when I got
nice.
the job at Entertainment Tonight, I said I can't really be gone 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I can spare 1 week. So they would have me start in New York. And when Jack Riley was my boss, he made sure I got booked on Good Morning America, where he had just been the executive producer. But that meant that I was jet lagged, having just flown in the night before and had to be at my best, perkiest, and that was tough to do.
Yeah. Boy, are you perky.
But I did it.
1 second. Sorry, somebody else just said they met you at Cinecon, I think.
Yeah.
1 second.
In 1993.
Yeah. I had the pleasure of meeting you at one of, I'm sure, your many appearances at Cinecon in 1993. It was at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. I'm glad they still hold that convention to this day. Yeah, I'm amazed it still lives. I think that's pretty incredible.
Just barely.
Yeah. Well, no, look, again, it's why the TCM Film Festival is so popular, though.
Yeah.
Because people want to get together to watch these movies. Play-Doh.
No.
Oh. No, let's not open the Play-Doh. We're gonna have to go in a minute anyway. Let's not open a whole thing of Play-Doh. God,
I did not
us.
make an appearance at the Cinecon. I was attending Cinecon. I attended Cinecon 2 in Baraboo, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I missed Cinecon 1 because I didn't want to drive in the back seat of a VW Beetle all the way from Teaneck, New Jersey to Indiana, Pennsylvania, where it was being held.
Yeah.
But then people told me it was such a great time. I said, well, I don't want to miss another one.
Mama,
Yep.
can you open it?
No, Bub, we're not going to open Play-Doh because we're gonna get going in just a minute. Paul, welcome. I don't think you've been here before. Paul says, "Who's the idiot with dyed hair?" Don't talk about my father like that, Paul. It's not polite.
Ooh,
It's
greetings
not a
from
nice
Buenos
thing to say.
Aires.
Greetings from Buenos Aires. Love Maltin reviews. Thank
Well,
you
thank
for
you.
that, Gene. I'm so glad you enjoy his work, as everybody should. Now, as I say, I have to go. I'm going to go deal with this thing over here. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us again. Paul, welcome with open arms to this wonderful little movie world we're
If
in.
I know how to say that in Argentinian,
Well, it's two different people. Gene is saying nice things. Paul is
Oh.
saying something less nice.
oh, okay.
There you go. Thanks, Victoria. You know what? It's all right, guys, right? Everybody can have their own. Remember, there was a guy who thought that my tattoos made me look like well, I won't say the word, but anyway, it's fine. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next Sunday.
And remember, be kind.
Yes, Paul.